So I've done a smart home tour video before, but that was all diagrams and pictures and things. This time I thought I'd take you on an actual tour around my house so as you can see what I've used in what room. So let's go in and have a look. So let's start outside the front of the house because there's a lot out here to show you. And I'm going to start by showing you my EV charger because it's a Give Energy EV charger. It connects nicely to Home Assistant, so you can get all your data in Home Assistant and you can control it nicely from there as well. What else have we got? We have got, now that's just a light on the front of the house, but that's actually got a smart bulb inside it. If you saw my Halloween video, you'll know that it's a B&M Wi-Fi bulb. B&M? No, it's an Energizer bulb that I got from B&M Bargains, and cost about £5, and it's okay, but it works very nicely with Home Assistant, of course, as everything, well, pretty much everything I'm going to show you will. And that is Wednesday, my cat, just so as you can say hello to her. She's probably going to be following me around while I do this tour. Right, back to the front door. This is my Reolink doorbell, and that obviously connects to Home Assistant. So they used to have a Ring Pro one here, but this Reolink one doesn't need a subscription and it will record centrally in the garage, which I'll show you later. Sitting up at the front of my house over there, let me just go a bit closer, there's another little Reolink security camera, and that also records to the same place. And then here at the front door we've got the SwitchBot, what do you call it, keypad, and that operates the front door lock. Now it's not actually locked at the moment, so we can just walk straight in. Let's go in. Okay, I'm going to close the door behind me. Now, the first thing that you might notice in this hallway, I'm going to have to turn the camera around, is up in the top corner, up there is a little motion sensor. That motion sensor is connected to my alarm system. And I'm going to get a little bit closer to you. There's lots of these little motion sensors all around the house. It's a standard alarm system, but it's been turned into a smart system, and I'll show you that when we go into the lounge in a minute. So in the hallway, we've also got these Nest Protect smoke alarms. Now there's one upstairs on the landing as well. They're both hardwired in terms of power, but they are connected using Wi-Fi to the network, so you can get alerts when there's smoke in the house, and they do self-testing every few weeks as well. Now just here is the thermostat for my heat pump. That's not very exciting, but it is smart, I guess. Right, next thing on the list. Oh yeah, the smart lock. So I was telling you there was a keypad outside, and this is the SwitchBot Lock Pro that's on the inside. And that works quite well. I can lock that now, and I should get an alert on my watch to say it's locked. All right. This bit might interest some people as well. This is a little Zigbee door sensor or contact sensor. And when I open that, I get a little notification on my watch saying that there's post. It's just a useful little thing, so as you know if something's being pushed through the letterbox. And it's kind of, what make is that? That's a, it's an original Smart Things one. So I think they're made by AOTech now, but it's an original, quite old Smart Things multi-sensor, so it does temperature and a few other things as well. All right, now I'm just going to get my phone out because I've got so much to tell you that I've had to make some notes. So if I keep looking at my phone, it's because I'm checking my notes. Right, oh yeah, the light. The light. It's not a smart light, it's just an ordinary light. But hidden in the ceiling is a little Z-Wave module, which means that it can be smart. So it's just a normal light, and it just works with a normal switch. Can I get that on? Yep, so it's a normal wall switch, which is controlling the Z-Wave module that's up in the crown. So as far as anyone is concerned, it operates just like a normal switch, normal light. Oh, just here on the wall, there is the alarm system. I'm going to have to blur out my Wi-Fi details. And this is the garage door opening button. So it's just an IKEA Zigbee switch that's been stuck to the wall, and got a little picture of a garage door on it. And if I press that, the garage door will open. We'll go look at the garage door in a little bit. Right, where are my notes? We've got to be going somewhere next. Oh yeah, the study. Right, now this one's a good one, because in here, this is where I make all of my videos normally. And I have got some blinds. I've got these vertical blinds here are actually controlled by a SwitchBot blind tilt. And if I'm going to open them manually actually, so as I can show you, just hidden in the window there, you can see that is a solar panel, and that is keeping these blind tilt motors charged nicely. I charged them once when I first installed the blinds, and I haven't charged that at all since. So the solar power is doing its job, especially as that is a south facing window. Right, what else have we got? Oh yeah. I'm going to get very excited every time. There's going to be a lot of me saying, oh yeah, because I'm pretty excited about a lot of this kit. Down here is my Hildebrand Glow smart meter display. And that connects to MQTT, so straight through to Home Assistant, and it provides updates every 10 seconds or something like that of my power usage. And obviously it tracks my energy usage as well, so I can get all of my power and energy usage nicely logged in Home Assistant. I can look back on all my reports. So this is a very critical piece of kit for my smart home, especially when it comes to energy management. Right, and over here on the wall is my light switch. Now the bulb that's up there is an IKEA smart bulb, and the problem I had is that this wardrobe here, which is for our coats and shoes and things, it's covering up the light switch. I wonder if I can show you. You can see it just hidden behind there. So I had to come up with another solution. So I've just stuck an IKEA light switch on the wall there, and that seems to work pretty well. Next to that is an Aqara temperature sensor. I've got a lot of temperature sensors scattered around the house, so pretty much every room has got a temperature sensor in it. They're a mixture of Sonoff and Aqara ones generally. There is a SwitchBot one up in the ensuite as well, which uses Bluetooth, but almost all the others are all Aqara or Sonoff. So this one's an Aqara one sitting in there. Right, time to go to the living room. Right, into the living room. Now I've got a lot of smart lights everywhere, and they're all Z-Wave, well most of them are Z-Wave. So if I look here, it's just a little wall light switch. It's just a push light switch. So it's like a press once to release. But the little module that is doing all of the smart work is hidden up behind this blanking plate up there. So you wouldn't really know that there's anything smart going on, because all you do is you come in, you press your light, and I've got wall lights over there and I've got a ceiling light. So they both do it, and they both do dimming. So if I don't know whether this shows up on camera. No, it doesn't really show up. Oh, they are dimming a little bit, but yeah, you could dim it and you can make it brighter. Don't really tend to use that function at all, to be honest. Over by the window we have got another SwitchBot blind tilt with a solar panel. Again, never had to charge that ever, apart from when I first installed it, but it just keeps going, which is pretty good. Down here, this is where my broadband comes in. So I've got full fibre broadband, and I'm using the Amazon Aero Pro 6E solution. So I've got 3 Aero nodes scattered around the house. So this is the main one, the main router. And yeah, I've got another video about that. I'll probably put a link on the screen right now, so as you can check out my review of Amazon Aero, because it's well worth having a look at, especially if you just want an easy life. You don't want too much to configure or anything like that, because it's very simple to set up. Right, over to my TV then. That is what, 15-year-old TV, so there is absolutely nothing smart about it. You can't even get digital TV. It's an analog tuner only. So all of the fancy stuff is actually done down in this cupboard here. Let me open up this cupboard and I'll show you what's inside. So we've got an Apple TV just there, and we've got a network switch just there, and we've got my amplifier. The amplifier isn't smart. I've already said the TV isn't smart, but my Logitech remote just here is smart. So this basically controls everything that we need to do in the house. So we can turn on the TV, we can watch FreeSat, we can watch Apple TV, we can turn on the Xbox One or the Nintendo Switch using that. So that's the main remote, and then there's like this little infrared blaster here. And inside the cupboard doors, you can see these extra little IR blasters on each side, just to make sure that it fully controls everything inside this cabinet. Now, inside this cabinet, you can see right at the back there is a fan, and that fan is controlled by that little white box here, this little box here. That is an ESP32 module, so it's running ESP Home and connected to Home Assistant, and that basically turns that fan into a wireless temperature controlled fan. So there's a temperature sensor in that little box as well, so you can keep track of how hot it is in here, and it can turn that fan on to cool it down. Works pretty well in the summer actually. Classic little Echo Dot there as well, in case you need to ask the lady whose name I shall not say any questions. And then over here you can see a SwitchBot hub. That's the SwitchBot Hub 2, and that basically connects to those blind tilts and any other SwitchBot devices I've got, including the front door lock as well, and lets them get controlled using Matter. So it's basically like a Matter bridge for it all. So I can either connect Home Assistant directly to the SwitchBot devices using Bluetooth, or I can connect using Matter via that bridge. And that bridge also lets you use it for controlling things remotely when you're not at home. Right, now I was talking about that alarm, and you can see that that's a motion sensor up there. That's for the lounge, and I'm going to show you the alarm system itself. So if I go into this cupboard here, it's almost like I've turned the light on in advance. Now turning the camera around, you can see this box here that's marked 240 volts AC. Now this box has got a standard DSC alarm in it, but if you look at this little circuit board here, I've added that in, and I can't remember what it's called now, Envisorlink I think it is. It's a little circuit board I had to buy from America, and it just connects here, plugs into a few cables just here on the alarm system, and it's got a network cable just there. I'm going to close this because I don't want to touch anything and electrocute myself accidentally. Right, now let's get out of this cupboard, and we're going to walk over to the kitchen next, I think. Now in the kitchen we've got a few smart things here, not Samsung smart things, but a few smart things. We've got these IKEA blinds, these ones here and here, and I control those using this little switch on the wall here. So if I press that, they should start to close. There you go, but I don't want to close them, I want to open them because otherwise it's going to get too dark. They're not very reliable, I'll be honest. They're battery powered, and especially this little one here, it frequently half opens or doesn't close or something. So they're a bit frustrating, so when I get a chance I might look for an alternative solution. Up on top of the cupboards, we've got a Sonos. That's a very old Sonos Play 5 up there, and up there you can just see it peeking out is a Netatmo weather station. So that's doing temperature sensing and humidity sensing and CO2 sensing and stuff. And there is somewhere up there, I don't want to show too much. Oh yeah, there it is. Another little Amazon Echo Dot. So that's pretty much the smart stuff for up there. But my favourite gadget in the kitchen, do you see that little green dot that's glowing there above the cupboard? That goes red when I'm drawing from the grid, but it stays green when I am using the battery. So basically, if that goes red, it means I need to drop my energy usage because I've used too much. I've either used the battery up or I have using too much at one time, too much for the battery's inverter to cope with. So that's my favourite gadget in the kitchen. Oh, and then down here, this is my dog's feeder. It's a microchip feeder, and it means that it'll only open because when it detects her microchip going in there. So moving into the dining room then, there's not a lot of smart tech in the dining room. We've got the usual Z-Wave controlled ceiling light there, so I can say something like, Alexa, turn on the dining room lights. Okay. There we go. A little bit of a delay there, she's been slow today. But the other thing in here is one of my favourite toys in this whole house. It's my robot vacuum cleaner. This is the SwitchBot K10 Plus Pro. And it's quite tiny as robot vacuum cleaners go, and it can fit all around the house, so all around between the legs of the chairs, so it can get right underneath that table, which is absolutely brilliant. All right, let's go out to the conservatory next. Now, here in the conservatory, we've got another Eero node, and that is hardwired in. So it gives us coverage out in the back garden, so as we can get Wi-Fi coverage through this thick outdoor wall. Obviously hiding up there are some more lights, more Z-Wave control lights. And what I've done here, I'm going to show you, it's another little single push button. So that's a normal little button, but in there is the Z-Wave module. It's the Fibaro Z-Wave module, and that is controlling dimming and on-off lights. So what else have we got? Okay, yeah, we've got a TV. It's an old LG smart TV. It does still work, but we don't actually use it very often because it turns out the lighting in the conservatory is really good for reading and stuff, but it's too much to watch the telly. You need a much brighter screen in here. But right next to the TV, we have got this what make is that? Keto Tech, I think it was, something like that. I'm going to check my notes. But this is a smart underfloor heating controller. What is it? It was, yeah, underfloor heating, Keto Tech. So it's uses the Toya platform, and it just connects using Wi-Fi. So you can actually schedule or turn on and off the underfloor heating in here. We don't use the underfloor heating in here that much really because it's quite expensive to run. But let's have a look for more gadgets. Oh, down here, this is my other robot vacuum cleaner. This is Brittany Clears, and she deals with cleaning up the flies that are in here. So that is a SwitchBot K10 Plus. So it's not the Pro version, it's the previous model. And that deals with keeping this floor in here fly free. We've also got, let's see if I can get to it. There you go, you can see just down there, there is another Sonos speaker, and that acts as a speaker for, doesn't do Bluetooth unfortunately, so you still have to use the SwitchBot app to control it, but because it's a Sonos speaker, you can send it MP3 files to play using Home Assistant. So if I open this back door here, let me open the back door, it should hopefully go ding ding. Don't know if that came out, but it went ding ding, and now my dog has just gone outside. Biscuit, are you coming in? No? I'm gonna have to leave that open for a bit now. Right, next thing is we're gonna go through the dining room and we're going to go into the utility. Now, I have got a couple of smart appliances. Oh, I didn't show you, did I? Over here, we've got the dishwasher. Now, this is a Bosch dishwasher. I'll just show you that there. And it's a smart connected Wi-Fi dishwasher. And you think, well, why on earth would you want a smart connected Wi-Fi dishwasher? Well, I've got a button just here that says schedule dishwasher. And if I press that button, then it sets my dishwasher to start its cycle during the off-peak hours, so as it uses less electricity. I know I could just press all of these buttons just here and set that up myself, but it takes a couple of minutes to do that, and remembering which button does what is a nightmare. So I'd rather just press that one button there and it all does it all itself. But in the utility, which is just a little room with our washing machine and stuff in, we have got a Bosch tumble dryer. Now this is a heat pump tumble dryer and it is smart connected. Now the only real benefit of a smart connected tumble dryer is that you can schedule it to run whenever you want. So you can turn it on and then you can go to the app and you can just set up when you want it to start cleaning and drying. But it'll also give you an estimate of how much energy it uses. And talking of energy, hidden just behind all of these, so right behind there, you won't be able to see, but just down there somewhere, there are smart plugs, and they are monitoring the energy used by all of these appliances, so as I can get some really nice graphs. Right, next stop, we're going to go through to the garage. Now, in the garage, I've got all of my heat pump kit just here, which none of that is really smart apart from the controller that's there. So that lets me control all of the heating schedules and everything. And of course, you can do that from Home Assistant too. Now, it's a really messy garage, so I apologize in advance. But this is where most of my smart technology is. So you've got my batteries and solar stuff all there, so you can see there's my Give Energy all-in-one. Give Energy, that's an 8.2 kilowatt hour battery and an AC3 inverter. We've got my Solar Edge inverter up there and the Give Energy gateway just there. Obviously, if you're not with Octopus Energy, then there's my referral code, just in case you decide you want to switch. Please use that, we get 50 quid each. But enough of the plug. So over here, we've got the garage door controller. This is a Somfy Rolixo controller, and it's just a normal motorized garage door controller with like a wireless button thing that you can press and have on your key fob. But I have fitted the Miros smart garage door opener there, and that connects to Wi-Fi and it's wired into the garage door controller itself, and it's got a little contact sensor down at the bottom there. So basically I can now control it from Home Assistant because this is HomeKit compatible and connects to Home Assistant using the HomeKit integration, and you can use the app on your phone if you want to, the Miros app, but I prefer to use Home Assistant. And you saw that little button, that IKEA button that I had in the hall. When you press that, all that does is start an automation in Home Assistant, which tells the Miros door opener to open the Somfy Rolixo. Let's go and look at this bit here. Now, this is my comms cabinet, I guess you might call it. And in here is where all the fancy stuff happens. We've got my Synology NAS right here. That's storing all of my data and spiders as well by the looks of those webs. And it's got currently 12 terabytes of storage, although I'm going to be upgrading that because I've pretty much run out. It's also running Docker, so it's got some containers on there doing various fancy things. Right next to that is my little Raspberry Pi and its Argon case, and that's running Home Assistant with the old logo on it because I bought those stickers and then they changed the logo a few weeks later and I was really annoyed. Here we've got my Reolink Home Hub, which is storing all of my security camera footage. So that's a pretty critical piece of my home security system right there. And underneath, look at this. Now this is an HD home run and this is a TV tuner. So I can't actually get TV signals properly in the lounge. So the reason is because that TV was really old and it doesn't do digital TV anymore. So what I do is all of my TV signals are decoded in here in the garage, and then I use Plex to send it to the telly itself, and that's why I've got the Apple TV, and on there I open the Plex app and watch live TV that way. I've got another little Raspberry Pi just down here, and this is running Emon Pi or Emon CMS, depending on what you want to call it. That's collecting lots of data from my heat pump, and that heat pump is outside. We'll go and have a look at that in a minute. Right, on top of this is, amongst all of the dust, my third Amazon Eero node. And we've also got, just here is the hub for the cat's feeders and the cat flap. So yeah, it's got these little funky little ears on it, and that's made by Shore Flap. And then we've got an IKEA, what's it called, environmental monitor, so air quality monitor, and that's been modified so as it works with ESP Home. What else? Let's get round here. Lots and lots of toilet rolls. They're quite good. I'm not going to say the brand name out because I don't want to say any naughty words on camera, but you can see just there that they are quite good, and they're sort of these are bamboo ones. But enough about toilet rolls. This is about smart homes. Here is my AOTech Z stick, and that is what my Z-Wave network is connecting to. So all those little light controllers that are scattered around the house, they all connect to this in a mesh network. And then I've got my Zigbee dongle just there. I'm going to migrate to a new one at some point, but for now I'm using this Combi 2 stick that's just there. And that's it for the garage. Let's go outside. Right, I've already opened the door. So out here you can immediately see this massive heat pump, which is right here. Now that has got, just hidden inside there, another little ESP32 device. That's running ESP Altherma, and that is doing all of the fancy smart stuff and getting all my data from the heat pump. Just inside here you can see my Shelly energy monitor, and that's monitoring the heat pump and the immersion heater. So that's giving me lots of nice energy data as well. Let me close that up. Okay, now I've got a lot of cameras as well, all scattered around, and this is the Reolink Reolink Argus 4 Pro. Reolink Argus 4 Pro, I'll double check that. It's a wireless battery powered camera. In fact, it's more than battery powered, it is solar powered. It's got this little solar panel up here on top of the shed, and it does 180 degrees of viewing, so it can actually get from all the way over there in my back garden to down there in my back door. So it's it covers quite a lot of the garden. And I've got another Reolink camera just up there, so that is a pan and tilt camera. So that is, if I move around, is it going to be, yeah, I don't know if you can see, but it's following my motion as I'm walking around, which is quite cool. Over here we have got, remember I said I got a Netatmo weather station in the kitchen? Well, this is the outdoor sensor, covered in quite a few cobwebs, and next to that is an old leaf covered temperature sensor as well, and that just goes back to a display that I've got in my study. So this one's the smart one. This one isn't smart, but it is wireless. So with that, time to go back in the house because it is cold. So I've come upstairs now, and I've got this light here on the landing, which is just like all the others. It's a normal light fitting, but there's a Z-Wave module sitting inside the loft that's doing all the smart stuff. And all my lights are actually set to come on automatically when the light level drops. And there's a little sensor stuck in the window of the study, which is telling me how much light I've got. And then we use motion sensors like this one here. Now this one is that a Fibaro one? I can't remember, but it's a little multi-sensor that does motion detection and light levels and all sorts of things like that. So if I walk past that, it will turn on the light if it's dark enough. Now, of course, over in this corner, we've got another one of those alarm connected motion sensors. So they both kind of get the same area, but from different angles. So it kind of improves the sensitivity of the whole thing. Up on the ceiling, show you that there, it's another one of those Nest Protect smoke alarms. So that's connected to the one that's downstairs. So you can see, I'll show you, there's the one upstairs, and then that is downstairs. Oh, you can't actually see it downstairs, but you know it's there because I've shown you it already. Right, now this is my daughter's bedroom. Say hello, daughter.
Hi.
Right, she's happy to see me. And in here we have got these SwitchBot curtain bots, and these control the curtains closing automatically every evening when it starts to get dark. So at sunset I think it's set to close, and then it opens in the morning but manually, because we don't want my daughter waking up before midday, do we? She wouldn't like that. Giving me evil looks now. And up on the wall there is an LED light strip. Do you want to turn that on, Pops? There you go, you can see a little Zigbee LED light strip. And that was from Lidl back when they used to do smart devices. I don't think they make them anymore. Right, let's leave that room and we're going to go to the bathroom. Now, yeah, there is smart technology in the bathroom, sorry to say, but it's limited to this motion sensor up in the corner. And all that does is turn the light on automatically when you come into the bathroom at night. So if I was to walk in here at night, the light would turn on, but there is also a bathroom fan. So if someone is in here for more than a few minutes, so let's say they're in here for 5 minutes and they started to have a shower, then the motion sensor will see that there's still somebody in here and turn on the fan automatically. But what if you're in here having a bath, I hear you say? You didn't say that? Oh well, but if you're in here having a bath and you wanted the lights to stay on, because the lights will turn off automatically after a few minutes, then I've made this special little button here called bath mode. And if you press that, then the fan will turn off so as you're left in peace, but it'll also leave the light on for at least an hour, so as you don't end up sitting in the bath totally in the dark, because that has actually happened and I wasn't best pleased. So I put a little workaround in place then after that. Now, coming into the main bedroom. Now in here, we have got little smart bulbs in the bedside lights, and those are controlled by this little IKEA button just here. So I can turn on or off the side lights, and then the main light above my head, the same button will control that as well. And on the wall we've got a temperature sensor here, another little Aqara temperature sensor, and over here is another Sonos. And this is an original Sonos Play 1. It was one of their first ones, I think it was. It's very old, isn't compatible with much anymore. We don't actually use it a lot because we've got this TV here, and this TV is a Samsung one, but the smart capabilities of it are a bit out of date now. So what we've done is just behind there, can't show you easily, is a Roku stick. So there's a little Roku stick plugged in, and that's how we actually control it now. So much better than it was before. And then onto the ensuite. Now in here there's not too much smart tech, but we've got the shower here. Let me turn on my light, see if I can give you a bit more light. So this is the Myra Activate Smart Shower, and I really like this shower because it's digital. In fact, I'm going to turn it on to show you, so let me point that away. If I press that button there, you can see, hopefully there, 39 degrees. It's going to warm up the shower to 39 degrees. And that is really great because you can actually do that from bed. So you can actually warm up the shower before you get into it. I've got the light on now, let me turn that off. Let's have a look down here. There's one more bit of technology in this bathroom, and that is the scales. So we've got some Eufy smart scales. These are really good value. I think we paid under £40 for this set of smart scales, and they're Apple Health compatible, which is great because you can put your you can get all your weight data and all your BMI and all that sort of stuff. It's all tracked nicely in the Apple Health app, and I find that quite useful to keep track of things. It also does like body fat percentage and that sort of stuff. So that's the end of this tour then. I hope you found it interesting, and let's be honest, most of you are probably only watching this to have a nose around my house. It's going to be a bit of a longer video than normal, I think, because of all the walking and rambling that I've been doing. But anyway, there's only a couple of admin things left to do on this video, and that is to say thank you very much to these people here who are my channel members for supporting the channel. If you'd like to become a channel member too, then go and check out the link that's down in the description. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel to see more from me. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.